It is 7.
Okay.
Let's call this to order.
Okay, roll call.
Budget, please.
We'll say the pledge.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we can have the roll call.
Okay. Trustee Almers,
Here.
trustee Berg, absent, trustee Calhoun,
Here.
trustee Goldstein,
Here.
trustee Gonzalez,
Here.
trustee Novick,
Here.
trustee Peters.
Here.
All right. Approval of the minutes of the board meeting of Feb. 20, 2014. Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll second it.
And a second. Comments, questions, or concerns? If none, can we call the vote?
Okay. Trustee Almers,
Yes.
trustee Berg, he's absent, trustee Calhoun,
Yes.
trustee Goldstein,
Here.
yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Novick,
Yes.
and trustee Peters.
Yes.
Thank you.
All righty, public comments on agenda items only. Looks like we're short on public, so. President's report, there isn't one tonight, but I would like to welcome Deborah Stombreeze to our table. So looking
Thank you.
forward to having you officially sitting here next month. So, and we'll see her start Monday. Treasurer's report.
Okay. Sure everybody received their usual papers this month. I've also included another paper which we'll talk about it at the very end. We did receive more than $400,000 this month in tax receipts, so that's why things are looking so slushy at the moment, yes. Very good. Other than that, is there any question on this month's cash statement? Not, move on to the PMA statement. We did have a $200,000 bond mature this month and, well, in February, and it was rolled over. And that's the only big news on the PMA, but now we're at a place where things are kind of rolling like that almost every month. We have about that much coming due. During the Finance Committee meeting on Tuesday, you'll see when we start looking through the checks, that we are missing, there were 3 checks missing in the sequence. Oops, I have to take this second. The numbers were. Oh,
201 and 202.
201, 202, and there's a third one, a little farther back, 36, 257. After the meeting, we went into the office and all 3 of them were found. So that's, and they were all voided. Yeah. On this month's, if you look at the income statement, it looks a little bit different than usual. You'll see that the numbers that are usually, the revenue numbers are now, they look like they're negative because they have parentheses around them. They're not actually negative. The new accounting program, what it really means is it's a credit. And so they are.
The new accounting program works backwards.
I thought I would,
It's wonderful.
yeah, until we get to the unused portion where it all looks nice and rosy. So, anyway, I just didn't want that to go unnoted. There weren't any other.
Does that mean it's used? Not used?
That means it's unused.
Okay. I just,
It
everything
means
else is
it's
reversed.
appropriated but not used. Does anybody have any questions about the checks this month? Okay. If not, I put in an income statement for December 2013. And if you turn it over to the back page of it, you'll see where, this is the balance sheet that we ended up with once all of the credits and back charges and everything, once all the adjustments were made to the 2013, what was paid out in 2013. And so it shows that we have an unused amount of money of $201,352, which turns out to be really nice since we usually roll over about that much every month in our investments. And so what we would like to propose is that we take, wait, before I tell you that, I have to tell you that we have two accounts here that we pay the bills out of. There's Illinois funds, and then there is the Northern Trust account. The Northern Trust account needs to have a minimum of $15,000 in it. At the moment, that's where we put the money before we write the checks. That's where we write the checks out of. At the moment, that account has $121,910 in it. We don't need that. Okay, and so I'm suggesting that we take $100,000 from that $121,990, which still keeps us over that 15, and another $100,000 from Illinois funds, and the balance on Illinois funds. Never, ever, right now, the balance on Illinois funds is over $1 million, and I'll leave that up to you, Deborah, if you want to do any kind of interim investing or anything like that. But our numbers for, it never, ever goes below this $346,836.71. And so I'd like to propose taking another $100,000 out of that.
So 100 from Illinois funds and
Right, and 100 from Northern Trust for a total of $200,000.
And that is going to go to?
For PMI, for investments in order, and we will use that money, we can use this year for building improvements or whatever we want, but this is, what this is doing is kind of rebalancing the accounts to closer to zero. What happened is things were just kind of rolling, and this brings it back to a more realistic number of where we are. Plus, we can take that is money that is actually available to us to spend. And for now, invest until we all decide how to spend it.
To spend in any way chosen.
Anyway, yeah, I don't suggest that we put it in our managed account because, in our building account, because there are restrictions on that, on the, no, I suggest that we put this in the PMA. The special reserve account has restrictions on it, and right now there's $19,000 in that account. But if we put it just in PMA, and plus, the special reserve doesn't get any interest either. So, but if we put it in PMA, we'll get interest on it, and we know that, you know, this is a real easy jumping off point to be doing some really good work in this next year.
And that'll be a 6-month PMA?
It'll be whatever
rollovers?
whatever PMA would suggest, but yeah, whatever they would want to do to get the best.
We're not talking about much interest anyway, which way.
No, but what we're talking about is putting it into the system, getting it out of the non-making money and putting it into some revenue
Just so it's
generating.
available.
Oh, it's
For
available.
needs.
It
Yeah,
is.
I was just gonna ask, if when you put it in, what period would be that it has to be in before it could be removed?
That'll be up to PMA, but the way it is now, if you take a look at our PMA
They
statement.
step it, so every few
It's all
months
stepped,
we've
right.
got one
Every
that
month.
matures.
Just about
Something comes
every
up, so
month.
something else could be used if
Some
something
months,
comes up.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always some
There's-
emergency money available.
There's always at least 200,000
That's good.
liquid.
Okay, yeah, that's the word I was looking for, but you know me,
Yeah.
I don't do money.
Yeah.
Me either.
So then,
We'll keep some more working.
So I would like to
Get
give a
some
welcome
interest.
present to our new director.
so then in order to do
I just
this,
wanted to take a close
I
look
think
at what we
they're
had
all
before we.
Very good one.
so in order to
I
do
know
this,
what I
the
wanna
board
do
has
with
the
it
motion
already.
then. So
Actually,
for the
we're not-
bylaws-
we're not
For the
spending
bylaws,
any
move
money.
No, you
20.
gave me the idea.
Oh.
If I read it.
20 years.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No?
No,
Okay.
we can if you want to, but, I think it can just be directed.
Making recommendations for the investment of funds not needed for current expenses for
Right.
board approval.
Oh, alrighty. There we go. Okay, so,
So I would need a motion to move $100,000 from Illinois funds and $100,000 from Northern
Northern
Trust
Trust.
to PMA.
right. Yeah, so based on this, I would like to make a motion that we move $100,000 that's currently in Illinois funds and $100,000 from the Northern Trust account and transferred over to PMA to be invested as they, to step it into our regular investments.
We can do this even if it's not on the agenda, to be aware of.
It's treasurer's report, so, yeah.
I think it's fine.
Alright.
It's fine.
So then I need a second on that. Second from
Dave?
David. No further questions or comments? If you could call the vote.
Thank you. Trustee Elvis,
Yes.
trustee Callaway,
Yes.
trustee Goldstein. Yes. Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Novick.
Yes.
And trustee Peters.
Yes.
All right. Good job. Committee reports, finance, we're good to
There
go.
was,
Building
and then
grounds.
based on, I guess I have to ask for my report then, the entire report to be received.
Oh, okay, so then a motion to accept the treasurer's report,
Yes,
yes, submitted, anybody?
Moved.
Yes.
Frank, I put
A
a,
second from
A second.
Carlotta.
oh, I put an addendum on the bottom of those minutes, Frank, is that okay when we found the checks? Or does something else have to be done? We closed the meeting, we
Put an
closed the
addendum.
finance committee meeting before the checks were found, and then we went right into the office.
That's fine.
Okay, then I can put that on the addendum, okay. Thank you.
No further questions, could you call the vote on?
Who's second?
We got second
Dave.
by David.
Okay. So this is a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Correct.
Trustee Elvis,
Yes.
trustee Callaway,
Yes.
trustee Goldstein.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
And trustee Novick.
Yes.
And trustee Peters.
Yes.
Okay, policy committee, no meeting last month, so board officer nominating committee would be reporting out on
Yes.
selections. Paul's not here, so this is,
Well, Paul
Art.
and I decided that we would select as our next president, Barbara Novick.
You're just nominating somebody, you can't select anybody.
correct, nominating,
You're correct.
presenting the slate.
And the treasurer would be Mark Albers. And the secretary would be Carlotta.
All right. And then per the bylaws, there can be nominations from the floor.
I would like to be considered for president of the board.
Peters. Anything further? All right, next month we'll vote. Staff re.
Does everybody have to accept it?
Then we'll just vote
No.
yes.
We'll vote no,
That'll be the-
so it's just a presentation. Novick and Peters for president, treasurer, Albers, secretary, Gonzalez. Staff reports, director, Kevin, you are on.
I don't have anything else to add this month beyond what's in the written report, the things that we'll be discussing later in the meeting. Unless anyone has any questions on anything.
I did not. Everything's good. Council, anything this evening?
I don't have anything other than what we discussed earlier.
All right. The unfinished business of the self-check purchase should be pretty simple. Deborah, you care to share anything?
Well, we have just installed self-checks by Biblioteca, and I haven't had a perfect experience with them, so I'm really pleased that they're looking at IBM. That's really about all I would say about
3M.
that. Or, sorry, 3M.
3M,
I always
yeah.
do that, 3M. I think that's probably gonna be a more sound decision. And I do believe that self-checks are the way to go to reopen the front door. I think that's definitely a good thing to do. The first step in probably several steps.
And you all got the email that I sent from there, right?
Yes.
This is like just a couple of
It
days
came,
ago.
it came within days of the last meeting.
I may have.
Basically what I just said.
I left my brain somewhere, so I left it at home tonight.
So then we would be accepting the quote from 3M for the library systems quotation for $19,997.
For 3 machines, right?
Where does that money come out of?
For capital grant. Which we get every year from the state.
Yeah.
And we've got
I understand.
$23,000.
No more needs
Yeah,
said.
okay.
Thank you.
So then we need a motion to approve the 3M quote, or the purchase from 3M
I make a motion that we approve the 3M purchase.
for $19,997. And a second,
So, second.
Barbara. No further discussions, can we call that vote?
Okay, motion to approve the, accept the quote from 3M for the self-check. Trustee Ellis,
Yes.
trustee Callaway,
Yes.
trustee Bernstein,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
trustee Novick,
Yes.
and trustee Peters.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. New business of copier lease renewals.
So you have in your packets a stapled set of quotes for our 3 copiers, the one in the admin office, the public one, and the color copier for staff in the workroom. The leases on the first 2 of those are up this month or next month. And so as Xerox does, they are happy to give you new leases for new machines, generally at lesser cost. So you can see on the sheet with the explanation of the recommendations, only with the leases that I'm recommending, we'll be saving over $4,400 a year of our current leases and getting new machines for 2 of them. Though the public machine is at the end of its lease, so we can buy that out for $400 and just continue to pay maintenance, which, what I say, is like under $20 a month on it, based on the number of copies, and have full maintenance support, just as we've always had on it. And then we can just stop using it whenever we want, as we did with the other one.
Do you have any record of how that machine that you're talking about, the one that the public uses, has it needed a lot more maintenance than other machines here?
I don't think so. The other one we had like it had problems, but this one has been fine.
Only, because my experience when a lot of people are handling something, it doesn't work as well. And that's what I was thinking, then. The maintenance is a contract, or would be maintenance on need?
We pay monthly maintenance based on how many prints.
Even though we would own the machine for $400?
Right.
You still would be paying monthly maintenance?
Right. For 8, I mean, it depends on the number of prints, but based
No,
on
I know,
our
it's
average
based on
prints for the
prints.
year, it's $18 a year, or $18 a month,
I know,
for
that's-
whatever service it needs, and that includes all the toner and everything.
I was
too.
just gonna say,
So,
does that include the total?
Yeah, so that's,
When you say maintenance, if something breaks, they'll
Right.
come out and fix it.
right.
You can't beat $18 a month.
No,
Can't buy
I mean,
toner for that.
the
Yeah, well,
machine
that
could
is
fall
toner.
apart and
Right.
does that contract, say something does seriously happen to the machine and it drops dead, does the maintenance end at that point, or is it a contract for 3 years that you have to pay no matter what?
Well, I'm recommending a contract for 1 year.
Okay,
There is a 3-year, which is a slightly higher cost, but then it's locked in for the 3 years. If we want this again in a year, the price will go
Go
up.
up.
But, it's doubled It's still,
Yeah.
okay, $36 a month. And it won't go up by more than 10%.
I'll buy the machine
So-
from you at that point. I could use it at home.
And as I said, we have some other plans in mind that will probably replace that machine within the next year anyway, with something different, so. And for the other two, we're getting newer machines, faster, pretty much same features, again, for a lower cost.
So you want a public 1-year renewal, and the other 2 machines are 5-year
Five-year.
New
renewals?
machines, 5-year leases,
It's a good idea.
which is how we've always done it, and they're happy. I mean, like with the staff machine, the lease isn't up for a year and a half, and they're still willing to give us a new machine for that. For lower cost besides.
And the maintenance is good. They come in
They do.
the same day.
The same day or next day, I mean, depending on,
Time.
I mean, usually the problems we have are not critical,
Okay.
so.
We also have other machines.
Right,
It's not
whatever
like
without.
Without.
Right.
So our motion on this is
Will we
for,
do as Kevin suggests? How's that for a
Do a
motion?
motion on
we have to, a little bit more detail, Mark.
Yes, a bit more detail.
I move that we buy out the lease for $400 and enter into a 1-year maintenance contract with Xerox for that, for the
And
public copier.
machine,
And that we, for the administrative copiers, that we enter a 5-year lease.
On new
For the
machines.
staff, for the administrative copier and the staff copier.
Okay. And a second from Arthur. Okay. No further questions or comments? Could you call that one?
Yes,
You did the easy one first.
The easy one?
Yeah.
trustee Alves.
Yes.
Trustee Calhoun.
Yes.
Trustee Goldstein.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Novick.
Yes.
And trustee Peters.
Yes.
All right. Communications, I'm aware of none this month. Public comments on non-agenda items, doesn't look like much is gonna happen there. Any need for executive session tonight?
Yes,
There
for
is?
the trademark discussion.
Okay.
So you want to do a motion to go into executive session to discuss setting the price for sale or lease of library property under 2C6.
Okay, I'll buy that.
I will make a motion to enter into executive session based on section 2C6 of the open meeting law.
And a second on that
I'll second that.
from Arthur. Comments, questions, concerns, none. You could call that one.
Thank you. Trustee Peters.
Yes.
Trustee Novick.
Oh,
Yes.
You just called Corbin.
yes.
Trustee
The subject.
Gonzalez.
Listening to the conversation.
Trustee Goldstein.
Yes.
Trustee Calhoun.
Yes.
And trustee Alves.
Yes. All right, Karina's back for the adjournment, so if I could have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to
And a second,
You bet.
no objections. See everybody next month.
Time to go.